It's very important to understand what are the changes or what is currently happening in the PT exam, both core and PT academic. Are there any changes? Are all the strategies and templates, everything working? Are we getting complex or lengthy questions for some of the modules? So all such questions will be answered in this particular video for this particular month. So if you are going to give the exam in this month, then you have to watch this video to get an upper hand when you go to the exam, so you understand the exam very well. Watch it till the end. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. The PTE exam updates means what is happening, what is the latest information, what is happening in the exam, both core and academic. So we'll cover both the exams so that you are one step ahead of what PSN is planning to do. So when we do the detailed analysis of the questions, of the patterns of questions, talk to the students, do the official mock test and the PT exam. So we found some surprising, some unusual, some interesting, some complex, some easy patterns. All of them will be discussed today. If you want to look at the questions, the most repeated questions of the PT exam that are coming this particular month, both for core and academic, you can join us, our YouTube Writing member, where you will get access to the most repeated questions of the exam. And if you are looking for paid assistance, please WhatsApp us, where we will provide you small group classes so that you get unlimited support until you succeed. Like and subscribe, and let's begin with the exam updates, module by module, one by one. Just to let you know that with our techniques and with our strategies, the students are still getting the target score what they need, no matter what changes the PSN is giving them or what pattern of questions they are giving them. So let's start with the reading module, because that is the most challenging module for each and every one of you. Reading module, in the reading fill in the blanks and reading writing fill in the blanks, this is the main area of changing patterns that we analyzed and found. Okay, so reorder paragraph, similar. Okay, what you are getting, couple of questions with 3 to 4 sentences and 1 to 2 questions with 5 sentences. Okay, that's the usual pattern. Similar is what you are getting right now. But for reading fill in the blank, reading writing fill in the blank, something disturbing, something surprising is what is happening in the exam from the last couple of months. You are getting lengthy text. If you have given the exam in the last couple of months, you know what I'm talking about, right? You might have seen it yourself. Per question, you're getting more number of blanks. And not only that, now the Pearson is making it a little bit more complex by giving you double words as options. Okay, and these double words are not just grammatical words, but sometimes they are double words, actual collocating different words of different word types. Soon I'm going to make a video on all these patterns of questions, how to solve the double word, the complex type of questions of the reading, writing, fill in the blanks, coming very soon. And they're also putting more questions which are related to context, where you have to understand the meaning, and without reading and understanding the passage, you are unable to understand what exactly am I going to use as the option in that particular blank. Because big passages, lengthy text, more options, students are panicking. So one super surprising or super disturbing fact is that when we checked the official mock test, there was no particular changes like this. Okay, the same type of questions, the same patterns of questions are there. But when you take the real PT exam, these are the changes that you see there. So don't relate directly with the official scored mock test with the real exam. Okay, the patterns of questions will differ. Let's hear it directly from a student who has given the exam very recently and see what he found out.
When I do reading and writing fill in the blank, I got 5 questions with all the 3-word answer, and same reading fill in the blank also. All 5 questions I get with the fill in the blank, that reading and fill in the blank with the 3-word answer. But that they have like a 4. For example, when they have that 4 blank, that 4 blank I get all the 3-word answer. This is the first time when I did a lot of when I do some mock tests, and I didn't get like this.
Okay, so you heard him, what happened with him in the exam. He was also a victim of similar to what I explained. He tried it on the official mock test. There was no such patterns there. Now you remember what he said, like even for the smaller questions where he got 4 blanks, he was getting like double word or more than 2 word as options for all of them. Now when he said 3 words, it could be like the grammatical words like could have been or those kind of options as well. So that part is getting tested more and more nowadays. And this guy, I won't say unlucky one, but became a victim of some of the experiments that the Pearson exam is doing currently. So just be careful. Recently, I have also shared a video particularly on these kind of changes that are happening, major changes that are happening, especially for the reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Please watch that video if you want to get into more detail what kind of questions I am talking about, what kind of patterns I am talking about. And the next video that we'll be sharing in this month after this video is also going to show you how to solve these questions. So don't be scared, don't be afraid, don't panic at all. Our students are still able to crack it. Okay, so that is related to the reading module. Now let's move on to the other modules which are equally important. Don't just take reading. The other modules can also require your attention. So don't ignore anything. Next one is speaking module. So what is the pattern of questions that are appearing in the speaking module in this particular month? Let's talk about read aloud. What kind of questions are we getting for read aloud? Moderate type of questions in this particular month. You can check in the repeated questions file or the prediction files, what we call it. Check it yourself. The complexity of some tongue twisting words will always be there in some of the paragraphs. But you need to take a call. You need to take a decision in the 40 seconds given to you to prepare that I'm going to skip those words or what strategy I'm going to use. Now again, people will write the comments related to, sir, is the one-liner strategy still working or not? I will say again in this video for this particular month, it is still working, but we don't recommend it to you and it may impact your reading scores as well. So if you are using it, use it flawlessly. Okay, even in the one-liner, if you are making a lot of mistakes, then it's going to completely destroy your speaking as well as reading scores. Okay, that's why it's a little bit tricky to use it. But if you are confident using it, then go ahead and use it. Let's talk about the other important module or what else people can do in read aloud. If you want to get good scores in speaking as well as reading, I would say just skip the difficult words. The same strategy that our students are following. Some difficult words will be there, some tongue twisting words will be there. Skip it as if that word is not there. Continue fluently. Don't let that hesitate you or fumble you. That's the trick. For repeat sentence, yes, again, the lengthy questions have increased a little bit from the last month. What we observed is now around 50% of the questions are again lengthy, but it may vary from person to person. If you are going to the exam today, you may get a little bit less or you may get a little bit more, but that's the norm. Okay, when I say a pattern of questions, it's not 100% fixed that you will exactly get the same pattern, but you may see similar. And some questions are speedy and lengthy. And again, this is not a surprising or a new news. This has been happening from a long time. Okay, so some questions they will give you so that they can test your listening abilities as well, quick listening abilities. So prepare all the question types. Now, one of the students, when she was preparing, she prepared only for the speedy ones. In the exam, she got all the pleasant ones, cool ones, but then she did not do well. And she told me that, sir, I prepared with the speedy ones, and in the exam, they gave me all the moderate speed questions. I panicked. I was not able to listen properly. So it's the reverse psychology happening over there. You prepare for the toughest, but you ignore the easiest part. Don't do that, please. Please practice both of them moderately. Train your listening skills, okay? Whether it's slow or speed, you hear it properly, okay? Let's move on to the next questions. Now, we're still talking to the common elements appearing in both PT Core and PT Academic exam. Same thing in the reading module. Describe image. Okay, now describe image. You know 10 types of images that you see in the exam. Couple of them are difficult, like a plain picture or something that has no wordings, like maps. So those type of complex questions are still coming around 30%, okay, of the total number of questions. So if you are getting 4 or 5 questions, then 2 questions will be something like this, like a plain picture or something that is a map with very, very less words. So what you have to do is you have to generate the vocabulary in the 25 seconds and speak fluently. Okay, don't worry about accuracy, don't worry about grammar, just speak your mind, speak fluently. Now let's move to the other 2 modules which are also important. Retell lecture from the academic and respond to situation from PT Core. Let's talk about the respond to situation from PT Core. Similar, it's a very practical question that you get. You encounter a situation and how do you respond to that situation. Very easy to approach because you just imagine yourself to be in that situation and you speak your mind. Yes, templates are useful there. to give you a structure. But yes, you have to speak more phrases similar to what changes have been applied in the PT academic exam. So try to use more phrases to keep it more relevant than pre-memorized templates. Same thing with retail lecture. So some of the audios or videos, AV stand over here for audio video. So you can get only audio or you can see a video as well. Yes, that is a norm. You have been getting audios and videos from a long time, right? And some are little bit lengthy as well. So there's nothing wrong with that. If it is lengthy, then you are in a bonus state. Why? Because you get to note down more things, and that is more beneficial for you when you start speaking. So lengthy is not at all a problem. It's advantageous, beneficial for you. Remember that. And when you are speaking for all these questions, describe image, retail lecture, don't forget to speak for more than 30, or retail lecture, even 35 seconds is good, because you will be able to speak more content. And don't try to speak very fast, otherwise you will finish before 30 seconds. You will be referred for the manual checks. That is something you want to avoid. Now we tested this manual check on a different concept. We said the actual responses without using any templates for describe image for retail lecture, but we spoke less than 25 seconds or close to 20 seconds for some of the questions. And the results we got was delayed by some days, hinting that it was referred for manual checks, and we could see some drops in the speaking scores, absolutely impacted by that. So they are not checking. Once you get manually flagged, they will not check whether you have spoken without template or with template. If you have not spoken enough content, you will get a 0 score for that question. So please speak enough for speaking. This is something what was recently tested by us. Very useful tip for you guys. So even if you are using good answer, you have to speak for 30-35 seconds. Please keep that in mind. Moving on to the next module, which is writing. Summarize written text, very easy module, but don't ignore it. I made a video recently talking about different types of strategies that you can still use. Copy paste is a very popular technique. One sentence from here, another sentence from there, combine them together and you get the answer. But don't make silly mistakes there, as I have explained in that video. Please watch it if you haven't. You can also use templates. And in the last exam update video, I also shared you the experience of a student who was using templates for summarized written text, how she modified it. 7 out of 7, easy summarized written text. The only thing that is different between PT Core and academic exam is the length of the words. And in PT Core exam, you are allowed to write multiple sentences, but PT academic, only one sentence. Be careful with that. Don't mess up with summarized spoken text or written text. Some people do. Essay writing. So we recently published the new structure based template because this type of template is going to support you and elaborate more phrases from your side, boost up your extended writing scores, and overall it will boost up your writing scores. Okay, so why we have given you this kind of structure? Again, part is structure, the remaining part you have to write on your own. So if the template is around 130-140 words, you have to write another 100-120 words to show that you have the potential to write. And just use the same technique that we have suggested, using the concept of SVO, add adverbs, adjectives, add prepositions to expand, add conjunctions to expand. Very easy technique, okay? Don't think that this is a very complex technique. You can easily expand phrases if you begin properly. The only thing is if you join the two phrases properly. So just work on that technique, master it. Next is email writing. Okay, again, structure based template. Email writing is very short word count as compared to essays. So this is a PT core topic, not academic. But if you are using structure based template, cut down the number of words in the template and then increase the wordings from your side using the phrases. Okay, again, this is a more practical approach. Practical email writing everyone does throughout their life, right? Right from last 10 years, 15 years, you have been working in the office and you have been typing emails. It's just that you have to do it in the exam. Not very lengthy. 9 minutes are given to you as compared to essays where 20 minutes are given to you. So this is a simple task. All you need to do, express yourself and don't make grammar mistakes. But again, use phrases is more advantageous. Now, last module, but not the least, is listening module. Now, in the end, we'll also talk a little bit more about the templates. Okay, before I cover all the modules, and then we'll focus few minutes, not a lot, few minutes to talk about the templates. Listening module, what is happening? Summarize spoken text. Now, some of the questions, some of the people have been getting the number of questions, instead of one, you're getting 2 questions. So what is the impact of that on your exam? 10 minutes per question you get for summarize spoken text in the exam. And if you get 2 of them, then you have to spend 20 minutes allocated time. Okay. If you save the time on those questions, it's not going to be added to the remaining questions of the listening module. So you have to spend the time entirely on those 2 questions. So what happens? How is the exam going to balance it for you? What happens to the other question types? Fill in the blanks and highlight incorrect words. These question types, the number of questions are reduced in this scenario. Okay, so recently as well, people have been getting 2 questions for summarized spoken text. If you are in similar situation, you will see a drop in these type of questions, which is fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect word. Multiple choice questions will also drop. One of the students who got 2 of them, he did not get multiple choice single answer question at all. So that's how the exam improvises and still gives you the number of questions that is solvable in 30 minutes, roughly 30 minutes. That's how much the time is dedicated for listening module. And last but not the least, always a very popular question related to write from dictation. Yes, it impacts your writing score. Yes, absolutely, a lot. And your listening scores. Number of questions is usual, but talking about the extra word strategy, always recommend you to stick to minimum. Don't try to exploit it. I would say, if you ask me the count of words, don't exceed 3 or 4 extra words. Okay, if you want to be on the safe side. That's what you need to do. Try to use minimum. Don't try to use extra words unnecessarily. 3 to 4 questions everyone is getting. The complexity of questions is not much. Audio is easily understandable and you are able to reproduce what you have written. But because this is also a writing question, you have to maintain full stop, capitalization. Okay, and don't unnecessarily put commas or something in between. Just stick to the spellings. Spellings is also important. That's why people have been using extra words too much. But don't exploit the extra word unnecessarily unless you are really confused about what the word was. Or try to watch the spelling videos where I show you, especially for the fill in the blanks, as well as the words are picked from right from dictation, so that if you get the similar questions or even similar words, you know how to crack that spelling. Very, very important series that we publish every single month on spellings. Now, lastly, talking about the template. Why was the template affected and why are they keeping why was the template affected and why they keep making changes related to template? Because they are improving, they are perfecting their AI, their cat engine. This is what the Pearson AI's name is, cat engine. KAT, not CAT. Okay, they are trying to improve, so you have to improvise as well. You can't just keep on using the same old templates. We have shown you that in the essay video as well, what kind of templates are not working. We have shown you for the describe image, for the SST, one by one we are showing it to you for everything. So please be careful not to make those mistakes. Easy methods are still there that can still help you. A structure based template, make it your own. Use ChatGPT or use the substitution. Google the words, substitute the words in the essay template with other same words, synonyms. Okay, similar type of the word as well. If you are replacing an adjective, replace it with another adjective. Don't replace it with a noun, otherwise template will break down. And in the end, you have to check the grammar before you start using it. And of course, you have to keep using more phrases, whether it's speaking or writing. That is the new norm of PT exam. You have to use phrases right from the introduction of extended speaking and extended writing. Okay, that sums it all the updates of this particular month. So if there are any more changes expected to happen soon, I will be the first one to tell you. But as I said, our students are still able to crack the exam. Now, English is something, grammar is something they cannot change. The Pearson can't defeat that. So that's where you need to master yourself, whatever the sections are. Perfect your grammar, spellings, vocabulary and everything. You can still crack the exam with ease. And if you haven't watched our latest video on reading fill in the blanks and reading writing fill in the blanks, the latest grammar tips, you have to do that. And as I said before, if you want to get access to the latest prediction files or the latest repeated questions, just join our YouTube priority membership and you will get access to that. And if you're looking for paid assistance, paid coaching until you pass your exam, then WhatsApp us and we'll help you with the course as well. Keep watching Edutrainex and I'll soon be back with another informative video about PT topics. See you soon.